that particular person knows, I don't want to call it gender. Yeah, I may figure it out. But that person is so obnoxious and rude that I'm telling that person, if you continue to undermine the government, you're going to be in trouble. The board took a decision to fire her recently, because since, where's her? I don't let go to gender. The board took a decision. No. The board took a decision to fire her early in this year for poor performance. And a particular minister said, you know what, give her a chance. Renew a contract, give her 6 months
to shape up.
By the way, her contract was expired since last year. She hasn't signed it up to now. Because even though she has not performed to their satisfaction, she's demanding an increase. She came to me, and she said to me, Telemark making $27,000 a month. The lady at CIP, she's making $25,000. I want an increase. I said to her, well, my dear, if there's any comfort to you, the Prime Minister makes $12,500 a month. Rude, obnoxious girl. And I had an experience with her yesterday, in which I asked her to address a particular issue. I don't want to say what it is, because you already know exactly who she is. But I know that I feel it barefaced enough. If the board fires her, to come public and say victimization, and I will deal with her then. I asked her to deal with a particular situation in which a compromise was required. It involves PLH. And Justin said to me they had a particular expert that can do a particular study in order to facilitate a particular situation. Called her up, tried to sell her the idea. All kind of resistance. Said, okay, try your best. I even said to her, look, the company that is coming to do the survey, can you ask them if they can even shave off a week to come a little earlier? Oh, it can't be done. I said, why it can't be done? Because I have spoken to them for 2 weeks. So I said, even if you have spoken to them for 2 weeks, can't you say to them that this matter has now been elevated to the level of the Prime Minister, and therefore would like you to give it your urgent attention? Oh, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? I said, what do we have to lose? Anyway, the conversation ended amicably. And I said, okay, look, try and see what you can do. She said, okay. Call her back, because Justin of PLH and said to me, hey, I have a firm that can do this survey for 5 times, a factor of 5 less than how much her firm is going to do it for. So that firm is $50,000 US. Her firm quoted $250 US. Her position is that Justin's firm or PLH firm can't do the job, even though they are authorized or licensed by IKO. Anyway, I called her back a second time and said, well, look, Justin insists that they can do the job, and even if they don't do that particular survey, they can outsource it. My understanding, they're going to be on the ground here in Antigua next week doing some work for the airport authority. So already you're dealing with them, so it's a reputable firm. I said to her, assuming that we can get all of the necessary verifications from the various officials, from ECA, from the aerodrome superintendent and so on, I said, can we consider them so that we can get it done more expeditiously and cheaper? Oh, you're going to listen to white man ahead of me?
What?
Yes, one of our public servants raised a voice at me. And I said, hey, hold on a second. I am not your child. Don't raise your voice at me. I cannot raise my voice too. She went higher. But you don't raise your voice at me either. That's what we have to face within this public sector.
So let me ask you something here, Prime Minister. Do you find that there's a high prevalence, allow me please, do you find that there's a high prevalence of such behavior or practice?
We have a problem in this country when it comes to soft skills.
Yeah.
Okay? People believe that just having the technical skills, and I don't know that particular person necessarily qualified in the field in which she's CEO. That's another issue there. But they believe if they have some kind of technical skills, even if it's not relevant to their job, that they can be rude, they can be obnoxious. They have no respect for authority, and they feel they can do as they like. Maybe they believe that politicians come and politicians go. I'm saying here too that our people have to begin to pay attention to these soft skills in order to sustain their jobs. Because more and more, too, a number of them are getting displaced within the private sector. I have observed that. You look at a number of private sector firms, they're owned by Antiguans and Barbudans. They are employing OECS nationals. And remember too, OECS nationals don't need to work with it. So you have to understand that the competition is not just local. And if our people don't develop those soft skills so that they can protect their jobs, so that, look, it's just common decency.
Prime Minister, at that level, if you're talking about someone who is at an executive level,
not
they
if.
ought not to be needing soft skills training at that stage.
Well, if you know that person,
the game.
if you know that person.
Well, I'm just saying, if that person is a senior or an executive member,
The person is an executive
then
member.
that person obviously would have people reporting to her at various tiers. And how then, if your HR is going to reprimand someone or report someone to you, if you cannot respect your superiors, what are you going to say to the people who you might have to discipline?
But the board has the same problem with that person, to the extent they're going to let her go. And even though a minister stepped in and saved her job,
Still behavior. Still that type
has
of
not
behavior.
changed.
Has not changed.
In
So
fact,
who- so who
the
sets
poor
the-
chairman of the board, I mean, he's having nightmares with that person. And again, trying to exercise restraint, because there's always this knee-jerk reaction where they find me because of politics. And it seems as though that we are more interested in protecting them from themselves than they're trying to literally maintain their jobs in order to support their family
And
members.
save their reputations.
Exactly. I mean, I don't understand these people at all. Anyway, I know that she's been dealt with at the level of the board, so I'm not even going to make any formal complaint to the board about her. But I'm just saying this to say that we have a problem with some senior managers in the public sector. They're rude, they're insensitive, they don't care about the people as far as they can. And by the way, the irony about that particular person talking about white people, kind of derogatory, almost racial slur, is a very white people that contribute maybe about 80% to GDP. If I'm exaggerating, at least 60%. And you were telling me, you were making that comment. You knew the man was on speakerphone, surrounded by not only Justin Wiltshire, other white people too. Minister Green was there.
Wow.
Minister Brown was there.
Prime Minister, that deserves some disciplinary action.
I'm not getting involved. She's so much hot water already, right? I'm not troubling her, but I'm just telling you that you have...
Because it permeates the society, it filters down. It's going to filter down, and as a customer service relationship, the same white people who bring in the money into our country, if we can't be good customer service providers to our own selves, how are we going to teach and treat with our
maybe she's unaware
external customers?
Because as I said, since last year, her contract expired and she hasn't signed up to now. So maybe she decided to leave anyway. And I did tell her, 21 days, get it done. So let's see.
This is Antigua Breaking News.